That was not the game I expected. But with both teams determined to run the ball, it was definitely a brawl. For Sunday questions, one of the questions was not, how badly is Garrett Greene injured? Now it is, but there's no Sunday answer. Doesn't seem to be too bad, but we won't know until Monday once they've had a chance to get a closer look. On the defensive side, 3 interceptions, and I believe that now means they have more interceptions in these first 3 games than all of last season. And they were good interceptions. The one by Bishop looked easy, but when you take a look at the replay, he had to come off of his man to get the interception, which means he had to have his eyes in the right place, stay with his man until he spotted the ball, and then change direction. And of course, it was a sweet return. The last one by Ruffin, marvelous play. What I enjoy most was Floyd and Ruffin were the 2 new starters back there, and the hope that they would settle down the defensive backfield. And for that game-sealing interception was Floyd with the tip, Ruffin with the interception. It was a well-written script, whoever was writing it. Now, that does not mean that the problems back there are fixed. There were still some mistakes. Wilson was caught flat-footed and ended up grabbing a face mask because the receiver was getting right past him. It was not a good play. I still expect Wilson to settle in, to become the player that he was before he got to WVU. I don't know if it's still an adjustment to some of the physical aspects of Power 5, or if he's just kind of caught in some psychological emotional tangle that's not letting him play free and loose. Of course, Jerkovic helped. He was not sharp. He's got his own issues to resolve. Good luck with him for him in the future now that he's not playing WVU again. But it was still the play of the defense that made the difference. How good they were, not how bad Jerkovic was. The defensive line kind of scared, I think, everybody in West Virginia and all of us expatriates. But when Pitt got close to the goal line, the defense said, well, that's enough of this crap. And they got their act together. And from that point on, they rather thoroughly shut Pitt down. I am not sure if their rushing yard total for the rest of the game was more than that first drive. I think it might have been a few yards more, but not many. Most of the yards they got were one drive. The defensive line started getting tackles for loss. They got sharp, they got quick, they got mad. Lathan was good. Koba was great. He was everywhere. People who were worried about the line and the will, I don't think you need to keep worrying. Heaven forbid there should be injuries involved. But we're looking good in those spots. Pressure on the quarterback was not as consistent as I thought it would be. But they got there when they most needed to. Either with strong pressure or a sack. Offensive side, of course, everything changed when Greene went down. In his press conference, Neil Brown said he cut the playlist back to about a half-page long. He just wanted to use the plays that Marchiol was most comfortable with. And once they got up a little bit, the 14-6, there was no reason to do more than necessary. Yes, you're hoping to keep going in and scoring, but the most important thing is to eat clock and stop Pitt. Marchiol started slowly, missed 3 passes. They were not sharp. They weren't just misses. They were not, that good. But he came back, hit 6 of 6. He was very good with the ball handling skills, was comfortable, not too many bad decisions. On his one run on 3rd down, it was his ball handling, riding with that, the ball going to the back long enough to make the end commit. And then pulling it at the last second and having the open run. He did it perfectly. Had a fumble, was a bit wide on the snap. Normally I think he would recover from that. But of course, then we have Donaldson coming across right in front of him. It was just a bad timing for the way things came together. But the team recovered. They faced adversity multiple times, and each time they were up to the task. That is good. It is a hard-nosed, tough team. Receivers did not get the opportunity to prove themselves. That's not on them. They did make the most of the opportunities they had overall. Good catch by Fox. Couple of the plays to Taylor. I really like the design and the execution, especially on his touchdown play. That was a well-designed, well-executed play. I think we will see that one with variations in the future. Of course, we didn't see, I don't know if Ray was on the field at all. Gallagher a little bit, not much, but there just weren't opportunities. We had one shot to Horton not long after Marchiol came in. That was incomplete. Clement was in, got a couple of passes. Run game was strong most of the time. It was as good as it needed to be. It was not as good as I would like it to be. When we got late in the game and it was run out the clock time and Pitt knew it, we did not get first downs. That could come back to haunt us if we aren't better at it. But overall, of course, the run game is good. Didn't see a lot of backs. Johnson may still be injured. There was the expectation that he would play, but it was not a certainty. White maybe didn't play just because close game, and Brown was going with the people with experience. And for those of you who complain he doesn't play the younger players, sometimes you don't play them because you have guys who have proven themselves in tough situations. White is good. White is going to play. This was a situation where you were trying to play a tight, close game so you don't go with the true freshman. Overall, I think it was a well-called game, mostly a well-executed game. A couple of stupid mistakes. Donaldson ripping off his helmet in the end zone, I have no idea. If he were a freshman, I could understand it maybe. I know he's only a true sophomore, but he should know better. And of course, Wilson's face mask was just very wrong. But overall, it was a fairly cleanly played, solid game. Pretty? Yeah. Al Brown already said it wasn't pretty. How much different would it have been if Greene had stayed in? Don't know. I think things would have been more open. Obviously, he would have been using more of the playbook. Would there have been more passing? Probably. Would it have gotten better results? Maybe. But Marchiol came in. He did what he had to do. He didn't play perfectly, but he played well, and he played well enough. And again, this will get him more experience. Whether or not he gets more snaps this week in preparation will depend on what they find out about Greene over the weekend. If he's ready to go on Monday, we probably go back to Greene getting almost all the snaps. That's with the time you have, that's what you do. I am optimistic still. Nothing lowered my opinion of the team. I expected the defensive backs to improve. They have. They still need to continue improving. I'm hoping pressure from the line is a little stronger in the future. I'm hoping the receivers get a little bit more opportunity and take advantage of it. But most of all, I just hope they do what they need to win. Well, it was a win. We beat Pitt. Let's be happy. Enjoy the week. And now, let's win another one. See you soon.